Hey guys, it's Katie from Naked Jaybird. Come with me and watch me make Ombre Mint soap. Okay, so I am making cold processed soap and I am using the heat transfer method. So I'm taking my already mixed lye and water and I am adding it to my hard oils so that they get nice and melted. And I'm using a coconut oil and an RSPO certified palm oil for my hard oils. So now that I've added my lye water to my hard oils, I'm just going to mix these together until all of the bits and pieces are nice and melted, and then I will go ahead and add in my liquid oils. I'm adding in my liquid oils and I am using castor oil, sweet almond oil, and olive oil. And then I will just mix this together with my spatula. And then I'm also going to grab my immersion blender and I'm going to mix to a light trace. It may be just past emulsion because I am actually splitting this batter into some equal parts. So I don't want to blend it together too much before I can get it in my buckets to go ahead and pour my layers. So now what I'm going to do, since I'm mixing with my immersion blender, I'm going to go ahead and add in my fragrance oil and my mica. Now this soap, like I said, I'm going to split into equal parts, or what I thought was equal parts. It turned out that I once again mismeasured my batch. So you'll see me weigh my oils, what I think are equal, but I actually add to them later on. But this soap is a layered soap and I'm using the Savage Garden Mica from Nurture Soap. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of titanium dioxide to each container to make each layer lighter, so it gives that ombre effect. So like I said before, I'm supposed to be measuring my batter out into equal portions, but you will see that I made a mistake in my measurements. The next few videos that I put up, you'll probably notice that it was a trending theme that I didn't realize I had. It took a while for me to actually have a conversation with somebody to realize, oh, I'm calculating my measurements wrong. No wonder I have excess batter. But hopefully we rectified that situation and eventually the videos will even themselves out. Alright, so I have my bottom layer of my soap batter in my 5-pound mold, and now I'm just going to add titanium dioxide to each individual container, and I'm going to increase my titanium dioxide by about half a teaspoon with each separate container so that I get that ombre effect I'm looking for, so that the batter lightens up. So with each layer, I'm going to use a spatula so that I don't break through that bottom layer. So you'll see that I'm just pouring gently and as evenly as possible on top of those underlying layers to make sure I get a nice even pour. Funny little story about these containers that I'm using. I bought these at the dollar store, the ones that you see with the red numbers down the side. And the first time I used them and I washed them, I was looking in the sink and all of a sudden I looked down and one of my dish rags was red. And I was looking around trying to figure out what the heck I had done. I thought I had cut myself and I couldn't find any kind of cut or any blood anywhere. So I just, passed it off as something weird. Or maybe it was on the rag from another soap batch. I wasn't sure. And then after I made this soap, the same thing happened. And I'm looking around going, what the heck? And I realized that when I washed these containers, I actually ended up washing off the red measurements. Chalk that up to a good find at the dollar store, but if you're using them for durability and lasting a long time, those measurements may come off on you. Alright, and the final touches on this soap, I just went through with my fork and gave it a little bit of texture. And on the other side of that, I just went down the line with a popsicle stick and created this cute little peak on the top. It's nice and subtle. I think this soap ends up looking like a mint sorbet on the top when it's done. We will be all set here, and then we'll see you back for the cutting. Hope you enjoy. Alright, and here we have the cut of Ombre Mint. That Savage Garden really comes through nicely, and you can see that ombre effect. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. This is how it looks when it's cured and, fresh from the soap pot of the mold. It kind of lightens up a little bit over time as it cures, and it turns into this really pretty blue-gray color. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. We'll see you soon.